one more Flip Classroom Casino Night video. A few thoughts before we get started. Please understand that some people get into trouble with gambling for money, and often they end up losing way more money than they can afford to lose. Don't let that be you. This video is provided for fun purposes. My attempt is to teach you how to play some fun casino games for chips, not for money. And anyway, what's better than a fun game between friends? I want to take a quick moment to show you a version of 7-card stud called Follow the Queen. And this version involves wild cards, and it is also quite a dynamic game. So let's do that. Okay, the way this game goes is it's dealt just like 7-card stud. 2 down, 4 up, and then the last card is down again. So let's get started on that. Now, the way Follow the Queen works is that whenever a queen shows up on the board, the next card going around is wild for everybody who has that card, either in one of their down cards or their up cards. So let's take a look at what people have underneath the hood, as it were, in their hidden or mystery cards. And check this out. Okay, so nothing much there yet. Couple spades. We have a nice high ace-queen in the hole there with a 9 showing. And I have a queen 9, both diamonds, with a 10 showing. So no queens have come out yet. Maybe they'll come out in a little bit. So betting round. Jack is high. Jack's going to bet. Not feeling too confident, but wants to project something. So they're going to bet 2. This person stays in, and I will stay in for 2 as well. Okay, so pot's right. Next up card. There's a 9, a queen. So that means that whatever's next is a king. So kings are wild at the moment. Now that could change. If another queen comes around, it could change that. But check it out. So the queen came up, king is wild, so that means I have a pair of 10s. The king can be anything I want it to be. So the obvious thing is to make it a pair of 10s because that's nice and high. And I'm feeling strong. I'm going to bet 5 with my wild king. Now notice no one else has any kings. If they did, those would be wild at the moment. Okay, so it's early in the game. This player feels like that wild card could change, so it's worth hanging in there. They're going to bet 5, and so is this player. So here we go. Let's do the next up card. There's a 6, a deuce, and a 5. So no difference going on. I still have a pair of 10s here. I'm the high one, and I'm going to say it's still worth $5. Both players are going to stay with me on that one. The last up card. Here we go. It's a 10. Another queen. Now this guy has a pair of queens. That's not bad. And I've got a jack. So jacks are now wild. So check that out. That means this player has a jack as a wild card as well as I, and no wild cards hidden away. And nothing's going to change. Now jacks are wild. Now this hand's looking interesting. It could be straightish. We don't see that they have a 6 under there, so that gives them 3 6s. That's a pretty good hand. This player's got 3 queens, natural, no wild cards there. That's even better. And of course, I don't have much. I just have a pair of kings now. So let's see, who's high on the table? I am high on the table, so I'm not feeling super confident, but then my other players don't look that good either, so I'm going to stay with 5. Let's keep this pot building here. So everybody's still in. Last card down. All right, let's take a look. How did they do? They got a 3, not much improvement there. Here we got a 5, not much improvement there. And then I got an 8, not much help there. So jacks are wild, and that's it. So what does this player have? They have 3 6s. What does this player have? They have 3 queens without any wild cards. Actually, take a look at that hand. What do they have? It's much better than 3 of a kind. They have a flush. 1 spade, 2 spades, 3, 4, 5. That's a 5-card hand, all in spades. So this hand now has a flush and no help from wild cards. That's pretty good. And of course, I don't have much here. I just have a wild jack. So I have 4 cards to a flush, but I have too many diamonds. So really all I've got, well, wait a minute. 8, 9, 10, jack, queen. King, I have a straight. I have a 6-card straight, so I'd pick the 5 higher ones. So that's going to be 10, Jack, Queen, King. Or no, yeah, 10, Jack, Queen, King. I'm 9, 10, Jack, Queen, King. So got discombobulated a little bit there. So this shapes up to be a decent hand. I have 3 of a kind on this side. We have a flush here, and we have a straight there. So I'm still high on the table. I got my straight, so I'm going to bet 10. I'm feeling strong about it. The 3 of a kind here, they're like, 10? That's a lot, but they throw in anyway. And this player's going to stay in. They've got a flush, but they're not going to raise. They're just betting. So now we show the cards, and guess what? The flush is going to win. So this player takes home the pot. A few of the finer points to follow the queen. First, if a queen comes up at the very last up card, then there are no wild cards because the next one would have to be up to be wild. So if the last up card is a queen, there's nothing wild. The second thing to know is if the last up card in a round is a queen, but there's more up cards to come, then you know that the next up card's going to be wild. You don't know what it is yet. You know which player will have it, and you know that will introduce a wild card to the game. So I like this game. It's a version of 7-card stud, but it's pretty dynamic with the changing wild cards. If you have more players, there's more up cards, so there's more queens that come up. So that can change the game in a hurry. Now that you've watched the video, take a moment to review what you learned in your mind and make sure you have a good grasp of this game. You can always watch the video again if you want to go over some of the finer points. And if you enjoyed the video, please click like or subscribe.